Hi there. I've been doing the voiceover for this channel for 3 years now, and one thing always remained constant. If I wasn't able to do videos, there wouldn't be any videos. Now this on itself is a huge problem, because we as a channel want to provide you with weekly content. Unfortunately, I cannot facilitate that as I'm focusing on my music career and other businesses as well. We have found a solution to this problem. That's why we would like to introduce you to Davey. He's our newest addition to the team, a scriptwriter, a voice actor, and he will fit right in. I hope you love Davey as much as we do, and Davey, go get him, buddy.
This was posted on 4chan's random board, alongside an image of a woman who was stripped of clothes. The image indicated that there was a struggle, and she was fighting for her life, but inevitably she lost. 4chan has gained a reputation for having a multitude of grotesque posts, due mostly to the website's ambiguity. Many users didn't take the post seriously, as some thought it was nothing more than an edgy joke. However, the post was regularly updated, featuring more images of the corpse and more chilling captions. The user who started the thread is David Kalac, a fairly young man who lives in Port Orchard, Washington. Very little is known about David's childhood, but it is known that he had a severe addiction to alcohol and was very violent and reckless. Because of this, David was no stranger to the police. He had charges for DUIs, domestic abuse, and even an attempted stabbing. Before the incident, David was last seen at a local bar indulging in beer and vodka. This was fairly common, as he would drink upwards of 18 cans of beer a day. When David returned home, he ended his girlfriend's life. The girlfriend's name was Amber Coplin, and she was later matched to the images on the now infamous thread. Afterwards, he uploaded her corpse on the internet and made one last response before he left the crime scene.
Her son will be home from school soon. He'll call her, and then the cops. I just wanted to share the pics before they find me. I bought a BB gun that looks realistic enough. When they come, I'll pull it, and it will be suicide by cop. I understand it, Douse. Just check the fucking news. I have to lose my phone now.
David then proceeded to steal his victim's 2001 Ford truck and fled from the household. Shortly after, Amber's son called his father, who in turn called 911. When the news started covering the topic, many of David's skeptics from the original thread started to closely follow the news for more information. Investigators started tracking David's phone. They found text messages to his closest friends, family, and even coworkers. David was on the run, and police were on the lookout for Amber's truck. Later that day they found it, but David swerved onto oncoming traffic to evade the police momentarily. The chase continued as he eventually crossed the state line to the state of Oregon. The day after, Kalac turned himself in after spending 4 hours in another bar. When interviewed, the bartender said that David didn't seem like a man on the run. He was having conversations with the regular customers and even left a large tip.
Late this evening, a Wilsonville police officer was driving through the Smart Park area and had a male walk out of the bushes and approach him. The deputy stopped, got out and talked to the male, and he actually identified himself and said that he was wanted out of Washington on a murder. Well, it's very bizarre. As you know, there's been quite the manhunt for him today, and a lot of Portland officers out looking for him. We had some reports of him being in the Portland area, and very unheard of for something like this to happen, but...
After he turned himself in, he was searched for possessions. He had several, including a note admitting to the homicide. Shortly thereafter, he was interviewed, in which he was noted to be very cooperative with the investigators.
I killed Amber Coplin. I strangled her with my hands and then a shoelace. I had no other reason than I was drunk and she just pissed me off. Running from the cops was fun.
Once he was imprisoned, investigators surveyed the house for more clues. There were many messages scrawled throughout the house. Amber's driver's license was found next to her corpse with the word dead scribbled on it. She killed me first, and bad news were also written across the walls and windows of the house. The investigators matched the handwriting to David's, which sealed his fate. At his trial, David did not deny to killing Amber, but tried to make the case that the severe alcoholism was a contributing factor. He claimed that he neither remembered the escalation of the situation or Amber's death. His attorneys tried to argue that he wasn't capable of forethought and tried to lower the sentence from first-degree manslaughter to second-degree murder. Initially, they were successful. He was charged with second-degree murder with a set bail of $2 million. However, it later escalated to first-degree murder due to the severity of the crime and severe damage dealt to the victim's family. The lead prosecutor said the impact on this family in this world will never go away. He then referenced the thread and how he knew Amber's son would discover the corpse. Amber's family described the incident as losing a part of their lives, bodies, and hearts. Amber's son also said that those pictures will forever haunt him. The sheer amount of trauma allowed the maximum sentence for David's punishment, which was 41 years, to effectively double in length to 82. Although he remains to be a threat even when imprisoned. On December 9th, 2014, he assaulted his fellow inmate Wayne Carlson.
New here at 5:30, he's accused of murder, and investigators say David Kalac tried to kill again. Kalac was in court today on new charges. Only Cairo 7's Allison Grandy was in the Port Orchard courtroom as his attorney fought for his release. Allison.
Steve, if convicted of murder, David Kalac could spend the rest of his life in prison. Well, today here, prosecutors said other inmates are in danger, that Kalac tried to kill again.
They knew each other previously, but never had a stable relationship. When they were both in prison together, the sentiment only got worse. It escalated until David jammed the locking mechanism in Wayne's cell and started stomping his head into a cold, hard metal sink. David kept muttering, "I'm going to kill you," until Wayne lost consciousness. Fortunately, he managed to hit the cell's emergency alarm and help arrive to the scene. To this day, David remains incarcerated for his lack of remorse towards Amber's murder and the effect it'll have on her family. He is sentenced to remain in jail for another 80 years with no possibility of bail. And that's going to do it for us. Do you think David's sentence is appropriate? Feel free to let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, feel free to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and I hope we get to see you on our next episode of Rotated Reality.